Hey everyone, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I wanted to show you how to make this fun top folding card or top corner folding. It's pretty cool and it's very easy to do. So this is a Get Well card, and I'm using the Healing Hugs stamp set, the flower, which I just love, and then the Wishing You a Quick and Complete Recovery, and then Get Well Soon. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm using Calypso Coral and Basic Black and Whisper White. So I have my normal card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and then I have it scored at 4.25. And let me get my trimmer because we have to do a couple of cuts here. Let me put these aside. And what I'll do is on your trimmer, you have, if you're using the new trimmer, you have some inch marks over here, and I'm going to use those as my guide. And I'll have all of these dimensions in my blog, pspapercrafts.com. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my 3-inch, and I'm going to just line this up. And this is my scoring blade, so I'm going to push that down. And this is my cutting blade. And I want to go down to 2.5. So I'm going to look over here and line it up. There's a little line here to my 2.5, and then I want to go to let's see, 4 7/8. So I'm going to just put my finger here at the 4 7/8, and I'm just going to come right down until that line is right lined up there. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up my card, and I also will line this one up to the 3-inch. And now I'm going to go to, let's see, 3 inches, which should bring me right exactly to that line here. So this line, and I'm going to go right up to 5/8. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right the 1/8 that's after the 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we'll take this out, put this away. And then we'll see that you can push this through. So I'm going to just flip it. And I'm going to get my, just to help get this all nice and neat, get my bone folder. And just push it through. Press it down. And then when we close our card, we have this nice top fold. Okay, so there you have it. So easy. Now I am going to just put a little bit of adhesive. You could put a glue dot. Actually, let me put a glue dot just to hold this little piece down. And all you need is one little glue dot here. So I'm just going to peel it off and put it right under just to hold it down. Okay, and then the rest of it is just stamping and layering. So I'll have, again, all the dimensions. Let me get my little Whisper White. This is 2.5 by 2.5, and then the black is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. But you don't have to write it down. I'll have it all laid out for you on my blog. So I'm going to use Calypso Coral and stamp this image down. It looks like there's a hair on it. Okay, and I'm going to kind of stamp it so that it's a little bit diagonal. Isn't that pretty? It has a lot of dimension to it right on the stamp. This is one of those realistic stamps. I love it. And let's get, I think that's all we need this color for. Let's get our sentiment. And I have that mounted. I'm going to do that in Basic Black. And let's see. We'll just ink that up. And this is, I think it's a 3/4 inch, and then I'm going to cut it down. So I'm going to do it toward the end, and I want to do the triple banner, or banner triple punch. I always call it triple banner, but it's banner triple punch. And then we're going to do our inside layer with the Get Well Soon. And you can use really any sentiment. I like a long sentiment on this one. I think it works out perfectly for this. Just going to line this up on my grid paper, stamp this down, and then I used some garden green and I just stamped these flowers. And I thought they were pretty and kind of light and delicate. And again, I like to stamp and then stamp off, or do a second generation, I should say, and then a third generation. So you just get a little bit of extra dimension and color, shading, that kind of stuff. I think I use the word dimension too many times when I'm doing this. So let's get our layers put together. So I'm going to add this with my liquid glue. See how quick this is? Very easy card to make, and it's neat. It's a little bit different. And we'll just center this down on the black. And I think the basic black really makes it pop. And then I'm going to put this down. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have the black is my normal 4 by 5 1/4. So you just kind of go down a little bit each layer. And we'll just put this aside. So on this one, I'm going to use my Banner Triple Punch. And I'll just feed it in. I like to feed it in so I can see the sentiment and kind of get a feel for how far in I am. And I'll just punch this. And then I'm going to cut it. And let's punch this one as well. And I'm just going to come right okay. So let's cut these. Put this aside, and I'll just cut this down. So I don't really measure this. I kind of go with it and cut it where I want it. Because it all depends on where you stamp it and where you do your banner tip. So I'm going to put this on right on the black, and then I can figure out where I want to cut the black. So now we can just cut the black down. So it's not an exact measurement. It's kind of go with it as you see. There we go. So let's put this away, and then we can put our card together. So I'm going to put the inside in with the glue, and then the other things I'm going to pop up with dimensionals. And then we're done. Pretty easy. If you wanted, you could put a square over this to cover that up. I did not do that. I may do it after we're done here, but I didn't think it was necessary, to be honest. I think it's nice the way it is. But if you wanted to do that, you could kind of cover that up. Just measure the square, and you could put another sentiment or another flower or something like that in there. Little secret message. So just take these off, and I love this flower. So we want to just center it around this. Okay, and if you wanted to add some rhinestones or something like that, ribbon, whatever, you could do that as well. But I thought it looked nice just the way it is, to be honest. And I like this coming right off the side. So I have it just right up to the edge of the card. Why am I struggling with these today? Okay. So I'm just gonna put it right here. There you go. So see, I mean, it's okay, right? These are the two cards. You could do them in any color, any kind of image that would fit in this 2.5 by 2.5 square. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys are doing well, and take care. Bye.